Welcome to Auto News Talk. The automotive industry right now is caught in this massive, just structural inflection point.
Oh, absolutely. It's a complete shift.
Yeah. And on one side, you have these crushing affordability issues that are radically changing, who's actually able to buy cars and what those buyers are demanding.
Right. The financial pressure is intense.
Exactly. And then on the exact opposite side, artificial intelligence is just quietly rewiring how those cars are searched for, how they're marketed, and even maintained.
It's almost weird, right? We're watching this really strange collision of intense financial pressure and hyper-advanced technology.
Yeah. So to really understand what that collision looks like on the ground, how do we frame this?
Well, here's the terrain we're walking through. We're going to follow the entire life cycle of modern auto retail.
Okay, like a full journey.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
From the panic first-time buyer who's just, trying to search their budget to the AI matching them to a specific dealer.
To the unified data predicting their needs.
Yes, right down to this software that's literally scheduling their oil changes without any human intervention.
Which is wild.
It is. But the underlying logic connecting all of this is just the sheer necessity of survival for these dealerships.
Yeah, so that journey has to start with the reality check that hits consumers the second they even think about buying a car.
Oh, the sticker shock.
It's brutal. We are looking at an average new vehicle transaction price of $48,000.
Which is just a staggering number for most people.
Right, and typical monthly payments are soaring well above $700. It is a completely different landscape for someone trying to enter the market.
And the broader economic pressures driving that are huge. I mean, an analysis exploring the first-time buyer market points out that tariffs alone have layered an estimated $30 billion in industry costs right onto the playing field.
Wait, $30 billion just from tariffs?
Just from tariffs. That translates to thousands of dollars in duties added to both imported and domestic models just to cover the cost of raw materials. Yeah, so dealerships are really feeling this squeeze because their traditional buyer pool is just shrinking.
Right. That affordability wall is basically forcing younger demographics like Millennials and Gen Z straight into the pre-owned market.
Yeah, they have to.
They already make up over 62% of used vehicle registrations. But the standard playbook for selling to them is entirely broken.
Oh, completely. The research shows that 76% of Gen Z made their first vehicle purchase before age 21.
So they aren't exactly seasoned, comfortable negotiators.
Not at all. They often have, thin credit or no credit at all.
Yeah.
The psychological profile of this buyer is someone who is heavily researched, but incredibly anxious about making a catastrophic financial mistake.
Because at that age, a bad car loan ruins you.
Exactly. They demand a needs-first approach. The market analysis really emphasizes that these shoppers require absolute transparent pricing.
Right.
Crystal clear monthly payment scenarios, and zero surprise add-ons in the finance office.
It's like trying to sell a bespoke, high-end suit to someone who just urgently needs a reliable winter coat.
That's a really good analogy.
Right. If they walk in shivering and you try to upsell them on like a silk lining before making sure the coat actually fits their budget, they're walking out.
Yeah, they're gone.
If they can't see the price tag up front, the conversation is just over.
Which means dealerships have to entirely shift their acquisition focus. The critical battleground is no longer hunting for those high-margin luxury trade-ins.
Oh, so what is it?
It is the $10,000 to $20,000 inventory band.
Wow, okay.
The core implication here is that dealers must fundamentally overhaul their sales processes to be education-based.
So less hard selling, more guiding.
Exactly. Providing a low-friction, high-trust environment for a first-time buyer is really the only way to secure long-term loyalty from a demographic that obsessively relies on peer reviews and digital word of mouth.
But there is a massive blind spot in the industry's understanding of this shift, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Because what the research doesn't answer is exactly how much close rates will drop for the dealerships that just refuse to adapt.
Right, the ones holding on to the old ways.
Yeah. If a legacy dealer insists on hiding the price and relying on old-school negotiation tactics with a budget-conscious Gen Z buyer, the exact cost of that stubbornness isn't quantified yet.
No, it's not. But the risk of ignoring that shift is existential. Dealerships losing those traditional battles are starting to realize they need to intercept these highly anxious, digital-first buyers much earlier in the process.
Right.
And this brings us to the discovery phase, where the tech sector is stepping in to cater exactly directly to this friction-averse demographic.
Yeah, the way these buyers find that elusive $15,000 car is totally transforming. We are seeing the industry move from searching with checkboxes to searching with sentences.
Which is a huge leap.
It is. Like, Kazoo rolled out a conversational AI vehicle search tool that lives completely inside a ChatGPT integration.
Because historically, a car shopping website is incredibly rigid. You click a drop-down menu for the make, another for the model.
You slide a little bar for price and mileage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It requires the buyer to already know the exact parameters of the automotive market.
But with the ChatGPT integration, shoppers just describe their life in natural language. A buyer can literally type, I have 2 big dogs, a daily commute of 30 miles, and I need something under $300 a month.
And the AI uses natural language prompts to refine those vague lifestyle preferences into a highly targeted shortlist.
Right. The Kazoo announcement explains that the tool replaces traditional filters entirely with these natural language prompts and follow-up questions to basically eliminate all that friction.
And the technical handoff is the crucial part for the dealership here. The tool operates entirely within the chat interface.
So you don't have to click away to a different site.
Exactly. And once the buyer makes a choice, it routes that highly engaged shopper directly to dealer partners.
Yeah.
Early vehicle discovery transforms from this frustrating manual chore into a conversational flow.
Dealers are suddenly handed a brand new entry point for highly qualified leads who have already had their specific anxieties addressed by a machine.
Yeah.
It's the difference between navigating a massive library with the Dewey Decimal System versus having a librarian listen to your interests and just hand you the exact book.
That's spot on.
But does this mean the old way of searching with filters is entirely dead? Because who's curating this library?
Well, that is the big question. What the Kazoo announcement leaves out are the technical details on the underlying recommendation logic.
Right, we have no idea how the AI weighs and prioritizes which cars to push to the top of the chat.
Exactly. Is the algorithm pushing a specific vehicle because it's genuinely the best fit for the buyer's dogs and commute? Or is there an underlying promotional weight because a specific dealer partner paid for premium placement?
Oh, that's a huge distinction, because if the AI is acting as the trusted librarian for an anxious first-time buyer, the consumer really needs to believe the recommendations are purely objective.
Absolutely. The moment they sense a biased algorithm, the trust evaporates.
Right. But assuming the trust holds, the consumer chats with the AI, finds the car, and their info gets sent to the dealership. And at that point, historically, the lead usually drops into a technological black hole.
Oh, the famous dealership CRM black hole. Yes.
Right.
Dealerships have notoriously struggled with fragmented data across multiple siloed systems.
Yeah.
There is the customer relationship management system handling sales calls, the dealer management system handling inventory and accounting.
Standalone website analytics, separate service records.
Exactly, and they rarely communicate with each other in real time.
Which results in the classic dealership paradox, right?
Right.
The sales team is aggressively calling a customer to sell them a new car, completely oblivious to the fact that the marketing team just emailed that exact same customer a discount code for an oil change on the car they already own.
It makes the business look completely disjointed. But the industry is attempting to solve this scattered data problem through massive consolidation.
Yeah, the reporting on Cox Automotive acquiring Fullpath highlights this exact strategy.
What's fascinating here is how Fullpath brings an AI-native customer data platform, a CDP, designed specifically to unify those fragmented shopper identities.
Right. Think of a CDP like a digital detective stitching together scattered breadcrumbs.
That's a good way to look at it.
It takes what a shopper clicks on AutoTrader, the research they do on Kelley Blue Book, their old service records and the DMS, and just compiles it into one single coherent profile.
And integrating that capability with Cox's massive connected ecosystem shifts the entire paradigm of dealership marketing. Manual spray-and-pray email blasts are replaced by continuous, always-on programs tailored to the individual behavior of a specific shopper.
The level of tracking becomes almost uncomfortably precise, honestly. One report on the Cox acquisition notes the system allows for add click-to-purchase attribution at the individual shopper level.
Yeah, that is huge.
Dealerships will be able to see the exact digital ad a specific person clicked on that ultimately resulted in them driving a car off the lot weeks later.
Giving that level of end-to-end visibility to a unified ecosystem possesses staggering implications. If a dealership can definitively prove the return on investment for every marketing dollar at the individual level,
it squeezes out all the standalone third-party marketing vendors.
Exactly, because they simply cannot offer that comprehensive tracking.
It's the holy grail for automotive marketers. But the catch is the sheer scale of the execution. The financial terms of the deal remain an open question, but more importantly, the specific long-term roadmap for how this complex integration will actually roll out to a network of over 40,000 independent dealerships is a monumental hurdle.
Oh, yeah. Connecting disparate databases sounds brilliant in a press release. Making it work across tens of thousands of individual server environments is an entirely different reality.
Totally. But assuming they bridge that gap, the ecosystem becomes seamless. The budget-conscious buyer uses conversational AI to find a car. The CDP unifies their data so the dealer knows their exact needs without asking. The transparent sale happens, and the vehicle drives off the lot.
And the life cycle moves to ownership and maintenance.
Right. And this is where the technology transitions from tracking behavior to initiating physical actions. We are moving into an era where cars are practically booking their own service appointments.
Which is wild.
Yeah, Vehicle Management Systems, or VMS, is rolling out their virtual fleet manager.
And the fixed operations and fleet management world has suffered from a massive gap between seeing diagnostic data and actually taking action.
Yeah.
Vehicles have generated mountains of data for years. According to the VMS platform breakdown, 84% of small and mid-sized businesses use telematics, but nearly 80% use less than a quarter of the available features.
That's crazy. We have dashboard warning lights, tire pressure sensors, complex diagnostic codes, but the process still requires a human being to notice the alert, diagnose the severity, pick up a phone, and schedule the repair.
Right. So VMS is launching an AI-first operating layer to eliminate that human bottleneck.
Okay.
It functions through 4 distinct layers: signal ingestion, centralized intelligence, execution, and a data layer. The critical component is what they call agentic execution.
Agentic execution. So what does that actually mean?
It means the software stops being a passive dashboard and starts acting as an autonomous agent. It performs the logistical tasks a human normally handles.
Oh, like what?
Well, it checks the vehicle's VIN to see if the specific failing part is still under warranty. It prioritizes how dangerous the mechanical issue is to the driver, and it automatically routes the vehicle to the appropriate dealer service bay.
Wait, so the implication is a continuous execution loop that transforms fleet maintenance. It creates a steady, automated stream of inbound service volume directly into dealership service bays.
Exactly. The car diagnoses a failing alternator, cross-references the fleet's operating parameters, and essentially puts itself on the dealership schedule.
Okay, I have a massive problem with the reality of this.
Tell me.
The car gets a check engine light and essentially calls the dealership itself to book a repair. That sounds incredibly convenient on paper, but it is effectively handing your car your credit card and hoping the algorithm has your best financial interests at heart.
It does sound risky when you put it like that.
Right. How does a fleet manager trust that the AI isn't overprescribing maintenance?
That is the exact friction point of adoption. It's the immense leap of faith required by the vehicle owner.
Yeah.
Are you willing to let a machine dictate your maintenance budget in real time?
Exactly. What happens when the AI determines a part is wearing out and books a premium service appointment when a human mechanic would have looked at it and said, hey, you have another 10,000 miles on this, don't worry about it yet?
Well, what the VMS rollout doesn't tell us yet is if these bold claims of fully automated agentic routing will actually hold up in real-world, scaled customer deployments.
Yeah.
Building the middleware to connect a car to a scheduling system is a technical challenge. Convincing a business owner to trust the financial decisions of that middleware is a psychological mountain.
Absolutely. So we've tracked the life of a car deal from the anxious Gen Z buyer through natural language searches and unified marketing profiles, all the way to fleets diagnosing their own engine faults.
It's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
So let's pull the underlying architecture of all these shifts together. I think there are 3 distinct themes that emerge across all these sources.
Definitely. First, there is a definitive leap from passive tools to active automation.
Yay.
We see this with the VMS agentic execution layer actually booking physical service appointments, and with Fullpath shifting dealership marketing from manual campaigns to continuous, always-on AI programs. Technology is no longer just informing the human, it is actively executing the work.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'd say the second theme is the absolute premium placed on radical friction reduction. The automotive market is demanding that every single step of the process become aggressively easier.
Oh, for sure.
The analysis on first-time buyers proves consumers require upfront transparency to reduce their financial anxiety. And Kazoo, replacing rigid drop-down menus with simple conversational chat, proves the exact same thing on the discovery side.
Right. Any barrier between the consumer and the vehicle is being systematically dismantled.
Yeah. And the third theme is the rapid merging of siloed systems. Having isolated pools of data is just no longer viable.
No. Cox acquiring Fullpath to stitch together fragmented CRM and DMS dealership profiles, and VMS combining telematics, warranty info, and routing logic into one single stack. They both point to an industry demanding unified ecosystems.
But beneath those themes, there are two massive contradictions the industry has to wrestle with. The first is the clash between human trust and AI automation.
This is a big one.
Right, because the research on first-time, budget-conscious buyers heavily stresses their need for patient, transparent human guidance to overcome financial fear.
Yeah, but then the technological push from companies like Kazoo and Cox is designed to automate consumer interactions as much as mathematically possible.
Exactly. The industry is attempting to replace the reassuring human touch with algorithms at the exact moment financially stressed buyers need human reassurance the most.
It's a huge paradox. And the second tension lies in data abundance versus actionability.
Right.
VMS explicitly notes that 80% of fleets underuse their telematics data. They have the information but do nothing with it.
Yeah.
That directly contrasts with Cox Automotive spending massive capital to acquire Fullpath just to make their existing mountains of data usable. The industry is realizing that hoarding data is entirely useless unless the underlying system can autonomously act upon it.
So true. So for anyone operating in the automotive space, the practical takeaway here is pretty stark. Having the right inventory on the lot or possessing the most customer data on a server is no longer a sustainable competitive advantage. Everyone has data. Everyone has cars.
So what's left?
The winners will be the organizations that leverage technology to make the consumer's life relentlessly, undeniably easy.
Right.
Whether that means offering a transparently priced $15,000 pre-owned vehicle with zero hidden fees, or selling a commercial van that practically maintains itself.
The fundamental nature of auto retail is shifting from selling a physical product to facilitating a frictionless experience.
It changes the entire definition of what a dealership actually does. And that brings us to the end of this segment for Auto News Talk.
It's been a ride.
But before we sign off, keep that buyer looking for the reliable winter coat in your mind. If artificial intelligence is going to handle the conversational vehicle search, perfectly map the marketing attribution, and seamlessly book the service appointments, the human element in auto retail isn't disappearing.
No, it's really not.
It is just migrating entirely to building trust at the exact moment the algorithm finally hands over the keys.
The machine executes the math, and the human executes the empathy.
Keep an eye on how consumers react when they fully realize their next car might know more about its own maintenance needs than they do. Thanks for joining us on Auto News Talk.